Oimeid Aleim, page Chof Ches, in Sefer Mamar Vehu Oimeid, Teres Menachem Vehu Oimeid. Shabbos Pashas Vayera Chof Ches from Vehu Oimeid. Dibra Mamar Vehu Oimeid Aleim. This is the pasuk in the Parsha of Vayera discussing the three angels that came to visit Avraham Avinu, and he served them food. So it says Vehu Oimeid Aleim. The pasuk says he was standing over them. Tachas ha'etz, under the tree, vayechelu, and they ate. Umevayer kvet kedusha zad mur mahar shab nishmase eden. B'ba'amor yidibra maschal zeh she'amre lifnei 50 shana. So the Rebbe Rashab explains in the Maimer that he said 50 years prior to this Maimer, prior to the Rebbe saying this Maimer, beginning on the same words, on the same pasuk, the Rebbe Rashab says as follows: Tzorech lahavin, we need to understand shaykh v'soyin yonim, the connection of the matters of the subject that midas Avraham lachilas malachim. We need to understand the connection between Avraham standing and the malachim eating. It seems to imply, of course, the simple the definition is that Avraham Avinu was standing over them and they were eating. I guess he was serving them. Yeah, but the fact that it says Vehu Oimeid Aleim and Vayechelu in the same context seems to apply that Avraham Avinu's standing over them is connected to them eating. So we need to understand what that connection is. Shekasher hu hayoyim aleim, specifically when he was standing over them, upon them, oz davke vayechelu, it's specifically then that they ate. V'cheinu b'medrash, I'm sorry, v'hinei, now b'mashakosav vayechelu yesh beis pirushim. In this word, vayechelu, and they ate, there are two interpretations, two explanations. The question is, did they actually eat, or did they appear to eat? Pirush Aleph, the first explanation is Sheniru kamesh ochlu. They only seemed to, they appeared to be eating. V'chein hu b'medrash, and this is indeed how the Medrash defines the word vayechelu, because the Medrash says as follows: Olas lekarto holach b'nimusa. If you have come up to a city, olas, you have come up lekarto to a city, holach b'nimusa, follow its customs, follow its manners, follow its customs. As the saying goes, when in Rome, do as in Rome. That's the implication.
That the angels don't eat food.
That's the thing. But they came down into the physical world. So the question is, when they come here, do they only appear to behave like humans, or do they actually acquire those characteristics and therefore do what humans do? Actually do what humans do. So the Medrash says, Vehu Oimeid Aleim tachas eitz vayechelu. The Medrash continues and quotes this pasuk, he was standing over them and under the tree and they ate. The Medrash asks, V'chaychlin hayu, did they indeed eat? Ella, says the Medrash, no, they didn't, but rather, didn't kaychlin. They appeared to be like they were eating. So from the Medrash, it's clear that they only appeared to eat. Didn't really eat. However, there's another interpretation from the Zohar, where it's clear that they in fact did eat, physically. Pirush Abayis, the second interpretation is, she'ochlu mamish, they actually ate. Kfi shemuchach mizoyah Pashas told us, as is clear from the Zohar in Pashas told us, she'maybe sham inyan anal, the Zohar there brings the above mentioned matter, the olas lekarta, similar to what the Medrash says, that when you come up to a city, you should behave as they behave there. And it doesn't conclude that they just appear to eat. The contextual meaning of what he says there is that they actually ate. Because in the Zohar he compares this idea of the angels eating by Avraham compares it that it's similar to the fact that the story with Yaakov sparring with the angel, where over there Shahaya Beguf Gashmim, all they say is Gashmim. Over there by Yaakov, it was an angel in a physical body from the four physical elements. Maybe, and on this the Zohar brings Masha Ochla Malachim Eitzel Avraham. That it brings the fact that the Malachim ate by Avraham. From which it seems that it was actual eating. I'll read you the Zohar. I'll read it to you straight into English rather than the Aramaic and then the English. Come and see. Everyone were grateful for these blessings. We're talking over here in Parshas told us where the angels gave the blessings to. The angel gave the blessing to Yaakov, right? So he says, the Zohar says everybody was grateful for these blessings, the upper ones and the lower ones. Even the Shiur and Lot of Esav, meaning to say his malach, was thankful for them, and he blessed him, and he was thankful for the blessings and elevated them over his head above. Right? He in other words, he raised Yaakov up even higher. How do we know this? For it is written. And he said, Yaakov said to the angel, let me go. The angel said to Yaakov, let me go, for dawn has broken. But he said, Yaakov responded, I will not let you go unless you bless me. So the Zohar goes on and explains. He said, let me go. The angel said to Yaakov, let me go. What does that mean? Because Yaakov was holding him. When you say, let me go, what does it mean? That you're being held. How can a human who is a body of flesh hold an angel who is truly a spirit? Expression of the Zohar is ruach mamish. As it says in Psalms, he makes his wind messengers, burning fire his ministers. Or oisam malach of ruchos, meshos of eish leihet. It means, as it says, and the interpretation is that their bodies, they do have bodies, but their bodies are made from the two elements of ruach ve'esh. So they're spiritual, from the source of the two elements of ruach ve'esh, it says. So they're spiritual. So how can you grasp it? We therefore learn from here that when the angels, the emissaries of the Creator, come down to this physical world and they become physical and garb themselves in a body, just as in this world. For in this way it appears to not change the customs of the place to which they go. If they would be spiritual, they would be different. No, they come here, they become physical. Similarly, when Moses went up, what is written? And he was there with the Lord 40 days and 40 nights. He did not eat bread, nor did he drink any water, in order not to change the custom of the place to which he went. Now, the Zohar doesn't say this, but you can't say Moshe Rabbeinu appeared not to have eaten. When you eat, you can appear to be eating, you can be faking it. But not eating seems to be a little more difficult just to...
Some tuna sandwiches.
Yeah, he just like slipped it in when nobody was looking. It doesn't work that way. So by Moshe, when he came up, he didn't eat 40 days and 40 nights. Why? Because when you come to a place, do as they do in that place. And these angels of Avram, when they came down, it says, this is where our mimer comes in, and he stood by them under the tree and they ate. So in other words, he compares the two. So just like Moshe Rabbeinu didn't eat, because he didn't as in the custom, the angels that came did eat, because they did as the custom. So to hear this angel, when he descended, would not be wrestling with Yaakov, because he's spiritual. But since he was clothed in a body, just as in this world, because of this, Jacob wrestled with him all through the night. So it's clear from the Zohar that an angel comes down and is physical, and the angels of Avram actually ate physically. So we have two interpretations. Did they just appear to be eating, as in the Medrash, or they actually ate, as the Zohar explains? So we need to understand Shaykhus and Yan, the Amidas Avraham, the connection of these two ideas, these two matters of Avram standing, Lachilas Malachim, to the angels eating, Bebeis HaPirushim Shebazeh, according to each of these two interpretations, that they only appear to be eating and that they actually ate. Another thing we need to understand, Klolos in the Chilas Malachim, the general idea of the consumption, the eating of the angels. The mashmash zuhi ma'ila g'dola. It seems to indicate that this is a tremendous virtue. The angels ate. Which came about, which was effectuated by the angels. Through the fact that Avraham Avinu stood over them. What's this great virtue that the angels ate? We need to understand what is the tremendous virtue about this idea of the Malachim eating when Avram standing over them. Should we do the banks? You want to stop? Huh? But Yuvan will understand this base. Top of page Chavtes. We'll understand this back. The Mashakasu, by first prefacing that which it says, it says in the Pasuk, okay, I'm going to read you again a piece from the Gemara so it becomes a little clearer. This is from the Gemara in Zvachim. So the context is as follows. a korban nedava, a shlomim, a voluntary contribution sacrifice, offering, a nedava shlomim, where the person who brings the korban also takes part in the actual eating of the korban, has a Torah prescribed limit. How long, over what period you're allowed to eat it? How long, over how many days and nights you're allowed to eat it? As we say in Izam HaKomen, right? So what do we say? Shlomim Kadosh Mekalim. L'shnei yomim v'layla echad. You're allowed to eat it for 2 days and 1 night. So if you bring it, for example, today, you can eat it today, tonight, and tomorrow. Right? Whatever is left over after this is nicer. You have to burn it. You're not allowed to eat it. In addition, there's another proviso that if you, in other words, you're not allowed to leave it over after that period of time. If when the person brings the korban, he has in mind to eat it after the prescribed time, it's pigul. It becomes rejected. When does it become pigul? Invalid? Immediately. If he has a machshava chutz lizmani, if he wants to eat it after the time.
You can't eat it at all.
No, not only you can't bring the korban, nothing. It's invalid. It's who's korban to bring a different korban. The pasuk in the Torah which refers to this is Vim Hei Ochel Li Ochel Mi B'Sar Zamach Shlava V'Yem Shlishi Lo Yirotza Hamakre Veisei Lo Yichashav Lo Pigul Yiyah V'Hanefesh Ha'Yecheles Mena V'Enet Yisrael. And if any of the flesh of this peace offering will be eaten on the third day, it shall not be accepted, etc. The Chazal learn from this that it doesn't actually mean, it doesn't talk about Neisar, it talks about Pigul. This talks about the Machshava. Right? Now, it says Vim Hei Ochel Li Ochel. There's the double.
If he has that kavanah on the first day, about the third day, it still becomes pigul. Or only on the third day.
Oh, so there's a whole discussion in the Gemara when the machshava makes it invalid. By which avodah?
Yeah.
I think it's gonna get a little too intricate here because we're a little bit on